I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it. Screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose, motherfucker, we rollin'. Motherfucker, we rollin'. With some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Rollins. In this white man world, we the ones chosen. So good night, cool world, I see you in the morning. I see you in the morning. This is way too much, I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, fuck that, the world's ours.
Wow. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonathan Berger, the CEO of The Kitchen, and I'm super excited to celebrate this afternoon with you, the demo day of The Kitchen. We're also celebrating 250 jobs that were created along the 7 years that we operate, and 6 factories that were opened, and north than $250 million, Amir counted, that were invested in our portfolio companies. So, bravo. Without further ado, I'm welcome to the stage the chairperson of the Strauss Group. This is Ofra Strauss.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Hello, everyone. What an exciting event for me. Jonathan just failed to mention I am the chairperson of the Strauss Group, and today I'm the filibuster between Jonathan and the main course, which is the 19 startups, which are actually going to share with us their vision. So I decided to take it upon myself to talk about, as always, the issues on our hands. So first, welcome. It is our first physical meeting after, well, 2019. It was 3 years. So it's great to see all of you. The only other event I had was my Tom and Cheer's wedding, my son's wedding. So, okay, you are after the wedding. It's really, really great to see you, friends, partners, on our journey of nourishing a better tomorrow. The past 3 years were defined by the COVID pandemic. It will take us a minute, and yeah. And we will probably be remembered as the generation of the biggest health crisis since the Spanish flu of the early 20th century. Our life has changed, maybe forever. And the ripple effect of the pandemic are still here with us. The pandemic, supply chain strains, climate events, converging disruption that have sent food prices soaring, not to outhold Russia's invasion of Ukraine, one of the world's 6 breadbasket regions, risk tilting the food system into a global crisis, from a health crisis into world crisis. And I would like to focus just for a minute on the implication of the war of Ukraine. The Ukraine-Russia region is responsible for roughly 30% of the global export of wheat and 65% of sunflower. Russia and Belarus are critical for the export of fertilizers, which is the most important yield driving the farmers globally. Such a direct hit to the most important global supply hub of wheat has a clear link to food security and global security. We are definitely on the verge of another era, from a health crisis into a completely new thing for us, our generation, even our children's generation. We are calling it the era of scarcity. And it's a structural scarcity. In the words of the Bank of America, we are running out of everything. Not only natural resources, but there is also a scarcity of people and scarcity of innovation. We are closer than ever to a reality where the supply won't be able to meet the demand. There are formidable forces in forecasts that say that by 2030, we will need twice of the Earth's resources to keep up with demand. According to certain researchers, the Earth could run out of fresh water as close as 2040. By 2025, 3.5 billion people could live in water-scarce regions. It's just tomorrow. Left unaddressed, scarcity of food, energy, water, land, and other key resources has the potential to trigger geopolitical tensions like we've never seen before, driving poverty, state fragility, economic instability, structural inflation, and strategic resource competition between major powers are here. We feel it already, and some say are here to stay in the near future. I didn't realize I needed this crisis to understand the real significance of food in our lives, as I was born into this category. However, the pandemic served as a reminder to us all, a reminder of the really important role that food has in our life in the most basic way. Sheltering at home and feeding our families. So, it is basic, but food is big. Not just because of our size, $8 trillion industry, 10% of the global GDP, 10 billion people employed in our industry, mostly women. Food is big because of our industry impact on the 8 billion people who live on our planet today, and the next 2 billion people who are joining us by 2050. The industry size makes us responsible for cultural connection. It makes us responsible for people's sense of security and livelihood of the planet. Food has an impact on the implementation of all 17 sustainable goals: poverty, education, inequality, and peace. So they say we know the world. In the UN goal, they say we know what the world needs. And we say here today, we are here to make it reality. And in order to meet the challenges, we cannot continue to walk our regular path. And I'm going back to our resolution from 3 years ago. We must reimagine, renew, and reassure our whole supply chain in order to keep with the future. The challenge is bigger than ever. We must address it, and address it now. We will have all to join forces: government, industries, NGOs, public and civil society. As we face this era, we will have to change our behavior. Put a stop to the unproportioned food waste that we see. We will need to adjust regulation, change the way industries work. The traditional ways in which the world has been producing and consuming food simply doesn't work anymore. We need to change. And in order to feed 10 billion people, we will have to increase our food production by 56% without using more resources, as we currently use already 50% of the world's land and agriculture. So, we are all here today to talk about food technology and to solve the issues of the future today. We are here to talk about the solutions, not the issues. While I lay out all the tasks we face. We're going to hear from 19 startups from Kitchen 1. Kitchen 2 is on its way, who will not only present the challenges, as I did, I told you, that's my topics all the time, but they're going to talk about the solution. They are part of a bigger ecosystem here in Israel and around the world. We see the importance and the urgency of innovation and inventing solutions to secure the future we want to see. I can assure you, we're all here at the right place and at the right time. We just finished a big research to actually find out what do people want. And what we saw that people have such big expectations as if the crisis I was just talking about is not around. People expect us to create food that is safe for me and safe for the planet, don't harm people or planet, both at the local and the global level. Support my individual needs, cater to individual dietary, culture, and chosen needs. Make sure the food is safe, that it doesn't hurt anyone, and it's tailor-made, especially for me. I want to feel special. And when you give me the things I need the most in the right place, I will feel empowered. And our consumer, our crowd, wants to feel empowered. So, as bigger people than me say, the future depends on what we do in the present. So we are here to do exactly that. We're going to talk about the most important trends in the food tech and agrotech. We see it now as one. We call it the food tech world, but it's really a combination of all. It was a record year, 2021, of investment in this category, $120 billion. And on the innovation front, we're really wanting to see focus on investment on those trends. Urban farming, innovation of food that is using novel ingredients, vertical farming would actually be here and now everywhere. As I said, personalized nutrition and AI is a great combination to actually deliver what people need. Plant-based, cell-based, and fermentation-based source of protein. Well, we started to talk about it already 3 years ago. I hope you'll see some development there. And all of it together, between the huge challenges and the unbelievable innovation, here in this room and in Israel, and from here, ripple effect to the rest of the world, we definitely say nourishing a better tomorrow is a big task. And a better tomorrow is something that we in the Strauss company is part of our DNA. Dreaming of a better tomorrow is part of what immigrants or refugees, depends how you call it, who created our company, the Strauss company, was always the way we thought. We are still, well, almost 80 years after, big believers that it is in our hand to actually do it. And how lucky we are in the food industry. It's about nutrition and about having this attitude of making others feel nourished, make them feel better, and you need to have the attitude of givers. So, with our new purpose in hand, which we launched almost a year ago, we feel that we want to be your partner in this journey of nourishing a better tomorrow for ourselves and for everyone around us. And as always, I can't finish any talk about the future without referring to my father who passed away in the pandemic. And I still remember him in 2019 sitting and looking at me when I made the presentation and the opening of this event. He was so proud. And really, you need to have this unbelievable belief that if you have uncompromising ambition, the patience to withstand even the toughest condition, not to give up, and to remember that people are the key, then we will be able to overcome anything that is in front of us. So with his word, I will pass the baton to the most important part, as I said, the main dish of this event. Please, to all the 19 amazing startups, good luck today.
Thank you, Ofra. It was amazing. And thank you for the ongoing support and trust. And I'm pleased and honored to invite Anat Natan, co-founder and CEO of Anina Foods, to share with you the good news from yesterday.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anat Natan, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Anina Culinary Art. Life is busy, trust me. I have 3 kids. So what actually people want these days when it comes to their nutrition? They want taste, above all. They want health, convenience. But just imagine if they could have excitement in their food, they would actually have it all. And what happens when all needs are met? It creates a revolution and changes the market the brand is playing in. Well, not all categories are lucky. When you look at ready meals, this is what you see today. And consumers are compromising. When it comes to convenience and simplicity, it's there. But once they want to combine it with any type of health benefit, they're out of luck, or they at least to be. Hi, we are Anina, and we make art from food. Our technology, above creating this magnificent capsule and this magic, that from these capsules we are able to have ready meal, healthy and beautiful, enable us the technology to control when and how the capsule would break down during the cooking process. So you get delicious and multi-texture meal every single time. Meet the next generation of how we're gonna consume our meals, because we're gonna stop compromising. There's no need. 100% natural, ready-to-cook meal. This is rich in vegetables and nutrients and made from food waste. This is 2 cups of vegetables out of 3 recommended a day for an adult, 17 grams of fiber and 20 grams of protein, only from there is inside of these ingredients. And how do we do it? We pack nature. We know how to encapsulate the beauty of nature and have all these ingredients in one capsule. Our technology starts from selecting the most delicious ingredients and then dehydrating, making them shelf-stable, simple to carry, 12 months of shelf life, a magic. We actually have a patent, and the idea is creating the laminates and then creating the capsules. And the beauty is, look at the market, is enormous. $52 billion and growing, and probably the only thing that the COVID had done well for Anina. Well, we have check marks in all the needs, in the fun, in the fitness, in the fun, and in the fast, and in the friendly. And the friendly is because we incorporate food waste and ugly produce in the production process that we have. So we actually meet the SDGs that Ofra just mentioned before. Big applause. We launch our market in the Israeli market this month. This is an extremely important milestone for us. 2023, we're gonna go to the US and the same, focusing on millennial, Gen Z, and in the direct-to-consumer. Meet the team, meet the amazing team, okay? We are expert in food, CPG, and design. And we wanna thank, honestly, for the honor and the privilege to have our investors here around to support us through this journey. We are now opening our pre-A round to increase the capacity of, the ability to create these capsules and to launch in the US market. So, anyone who wants to talk about the future of how we're gonna eat, talk to me. Thank you.
Amai is sweet in Japanese, and we make great tasting designer proteins, with the first protein being squalene, which targets the sugar paradox. We all love sugar, but sugar is toxic, and yet there is no alternative. Sugar underlies the metabolic syndrome, and now 50 countries have already implemented sugar taxation. And sugar is not only bad for our health, it's also bad for our planet, contaminating air, land, sea, affecting the lower socioeconomic class the most. And yet, within the 8 categories of sugar reduction, above 30% sugar reduction, no alternative hits in all the checkboxes of taste, cost, health, stability, and sustainability. We do it, nature does it. How does nature do it? Well, in the depth of the jungle, you have hyper-sweet proteins up to 3,000 times sweeter than sugar. They activate the sweet receptor just like sugar, and then they're digested just like proteins. No insulin response, no calories, no effect on the microbiome, liver, and kidneys. However, they are very expensive, low stability, and a suboptimal sweetness profile. We solve this using the ProCube platform. First, our ProDesign AI computational protein designs proteins which mimic life in harsh environments, such as a Dead Sea or hot springs. Then we produce the proteins in a brewery, just like you make beer. And then our ProTaste food technology incorporates the proteins into different products, and we have in our pipelines proteins for dairy, plant, and meat applications, but the first product is squalene. Squalene is the sweetest protein in the world, incorporated into numerous food categories, enabling up to 70% sugar reduction without compromising taste. It has the best combination of taste, low calories, low cost, cheaper than sugar, sustainability, and consumer acceptance. So with the ProCube platform, 4 patents, 52 countries, numerous awards. We just won the Extreme Tech Challenge, going to talk to Bill Gates next month in the ceremony. Numerous applications, and launching next year with some of our amazing partners, all of whom we have with fee-bearing agreements and non-dilutive funding. An amazing team representing a lot of know-how, international know-how from all the relevant places of our multidisciplinary platform, and amazing investors. And I'm proud to open my way just with an idea with the Kitchen Hub Incubator. So thank you, and happy to talk afterwards.
Cool. Hello. It just started. Hello. Today, it's well-known fact that people are after more healthier and less processed food, right? And because of that, we see a huge transition towards the usage of alternative protein. What protein can be found in the market? We have the soy, we have the pea, and we have the animal protein. But the thing is that and next to each one of them, there is actually an asterisk, whether it's flavor, allergens, or not a sustainable solution. This asterisk actually affects 3 verticals. Manufacturer don't have actually one good ingredient. Corporations are still looking for other solutions, and consumer simply don't buy. The bottom line is that there is a huge potential out there, but small amount of the population are using or consuming current product or ingredients. Why? Because current product in the market seems to be too processed, too expensive, and lack of functionality and versatility. And here, exactly where Yeap comes in. Hello, my name is Jonathan Goshen, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Yeap. Yeap, the obvious protein. We create protein out of yeast. What is so special about our yeast? We collect yeast that otherwise were thrown away, not only from the breweries, from other streams as well. We take those and run them through our process, no fermentation involved, and at the end, we get concentrated protein powder. Our first product is functional concentrated protein, concentration of between 70 to 80%, functionality of gelation, foaming, emulsion, and the ability to work in high acidic environment. Saying that, that means that we can replace egg, we can replace soy, and we can replace milk protein as well. So actually, we take the asterisks out of the equation. We have a protein that is concentrated and functional, a protein that can be easy scale up because we are using existing production line. It's a nutritious protein with a PDCAST of 0.95, no allergen, a protein that can act on the bulk arena and the functional arena, and sustainability, circular economy, and upcycle food is not a slogan, but rather the real thing. Our team, starting with Didier as a chairman of the board, through Dominic, Karen, ending up with Bill Amutis on our advisory board. After one and a half years, I'm proud to say that we are already on the production scale of hundreds kilos per, hundreds kilo per year. We started pilot with potential customers in different regions on different applications around the world, and most important thing, one of them already converted into product development agreement at the moment that we have in hand. Thank you very much, and hope to see you later.
Good afternoon. Who doesn't like fairy tales? I will tell you one. Once upon a time, there were consumers who wanted to change the world and reduce the consumption of animal-based proteins and products. So companies appeared like magicians and promised them the moon, great taste, great texture. So the consumers lived happily ever after. Or maybe not. When they started to look at the ingredients list, they saw all kinds of strange ingredients that they didn't know. Thickeners, preservatives, emulsifiers, genuine witchcraft. And that's obviously not what they had in mind. Chemicals, processed ingredients, and plant-based ingredients with bad environmental impact like soy and almonds. So enough with fairy tales. My name is Steve Grun, and I'm the CEO of Yofix, and we are the real thing. We are developing plant-based dairy alternatives only with natural whole grain ingredients. Totally clean label without additives, and using our zero waste disruptive production process, getting to a great taste, great texture, and with good nutrition. Our ingredients list includes a short list of only real ingredients, soy-free and based on oats and seeds. And moreover, our technology enables us to develop tailor-made solutions with different natural plant-based ingredients for a variety of different plant-based dairy alternative applications. So our promise is pure food, only food, and nothing but food. Our existing range includes a wide range of yogurts and kefir. And future products include sour cream, cream cheese, feta, that you should come and taste because otherwise the stock will be finished before, and frozen yogurt. And why are we the ultimate team to succeed in disrupting dairy? Because of the synergy of our skills. We've got decades of food and dairy industry experience that we are now using in order to promote the plant-based revolution. And we are backed by prominent investors, obviously starting from Strauss, Millennium FoodTech, Berger, and dairy giants like Müller and Le Gros Bel. And We've got a proven track record and had numerous awards according to us. And now for us is the time to spread our wings and to establish B2B cooperation with leading companies all over the world to enable them to offer better plant-based dairy alternatives to the consumers. So join us in creating a real better world where the consumers can truly eat plant-based and live happily ever after. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Excited to be here and see all these, wow, amazing people. I'm Shalom Daniel. I'm the founder and CEO of Mush Foods. And before I begin, I want to do a quick survey. Please, everyone who cares and really actively want to do something to change for a better world and a better food system, stand up. Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Only if you care. If not, you can sit. Now, only the vegans keep standing. All the rest sit. Come on. Vegetarians, maybe? All right. Thank you for the survey. You helped me to move quickly with these slides that shows that, yes, meat alternatives are growing, but not fast enough. Actually, most of us are not eating on a basically diet alternative proteins, okay? Because we're not vegans. Because when you ask people to compromise on basic needs, and I'm talking about not only taste, okay? Taste, there is few people here that can pass it, but it's nutrition values, okay? It's even sometimes quality and taste and texture. It doesn't fit. We believe that in order to really make an impact, you need a solution that will benefit all sides of the deal. Yes, we want to save the planet, we want to save the animals, but what about us? We need to be first, otherwise it won't fit. And in order to do that, and thank you, the vegan, okay, people, because you are the early adopters, you are the innovators, okay, but we need to cross the chasm to the mainstream market. And this market is a huge market, much bigger than the vegan and the vegetarian market. And this is actually what Mush Foods is doing. We are growing the next generation of sustainable alternative protein based on mushroom mycelium for hybrid products, okay? Specifically for food service and meat producers as manufacturers. And we know to do it for beef, chicken, pork, fish, and even dairy in the future. Why mycelium? Why not using regular soy and pea and all the other alternatives? It's because mushroom mycelium already have the umami taste that we are seeking when we eat in animal food. It's already had the texture, the bite, the feeling, okay? When you are cutting it and you see the flesh of the mushroom, it's exactly like meat. It's already have the whole protein with all the amino acids inside. And it's one of the most sustainable things there is on Earth. We know to grow the mycelium on organic waste, on side streams, okay? So actually, we are taking food from Strauss, from the coffee plants, and I think one of them is here. We are taking waste from soy, we are taking waste from beer industry, and we are growing new food on it. How? In a very efficient way. We know to grow the mycelium instead of to the substrate underneath the ground, we know to grow it massively above the ground. So it's actually per square meters, we have much more biomass to feed people. We are only cutting it, we are chopping it, we are flavoring it, and then we mix it together with beef or with chicken for chicken nuggets or with sausages. And we are reducing the meat consumption in the meat products. I co-founded the company together with the Kitchen and Migal Research Institute, which is the best research institution in Israel for biotechnology, precision agriculture, and fungi. And within 8 months and $1 million that we raised from the Kitchen, from the Israeli Innovation Authority, and from Milk and Honey Ventures there, we managed to go from Petri plates to 22 square meters growing room and starting pilots with leader food service companies and meat production here in Israel. And now we're starting even abroad. Thank you for that, and I hope you will enjoy the next of the evening.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Meet MEALA. So 20 years ago, when we wanted to consume proteins, we would probably eat eggs, fish, dairy, all of those proteins that we all know. But due to the climate change and the growing population, we all understood that we need to reduce our animal-based consumption, and we need to find new sources. Look at that. Thanks to those great companies, we have a plant-based industry. But customers, they are declaring for more. They want more health, more good ingredients, and things that they will understand. The category is growing tremendously, but still, we have a huge challenge. Let's zoom into meat. When we are looking at a real meat, we can find carbs, proteins, things that we are all know and understand. But when we are looking at meat alternatives, we are seeing 20 ingredients on the list, a lot of ingredients that are chemical sounding, and we don't understand what we are eating. And it is ultra-processed products. Hello, my name is Adara, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of MEALA. Our mission at MEALA is to create new ingredients for the plant-based industry. Our mission is to create clean label products and enable the industry to create shorter lists of ingredients. Plant-based protein, let me tell you, doesn't have the ability to connect. They don't have the ability to hold water. This is why they will need the help of external ingredients. The most common one that we see in all plant-based products called methylcellulose. And it mostly will come with more chemical sound ingredients called hydrocolloids. So meet MEALA. MEALA will change and revolution the category by creating new treated protein that eliminate the use of methylcellulose and hydrocolloids. Look at that. Those are products that we created in our lab with our new treated proteins. We got superior texture, superior juiciness. This is clean label products, and you can taste it here with a shorter list of ingredients. You can create better products with MEALA. We are starting from meat replacement, but the potential is huge. We can see methylcellulose and hydrocolloids in each of one of plant-based products that exist right now in the market. We're a B2B company, and we now know how to treat different kinds of proteins. The market potential is huge, and we have a great team. Our team is made from entrepreneurs and PhDs in biochemistry and nutrition. We are now raising our pre-seed round with a kitchen, so come and join us and come taste our products. Thank you very much.
God forbid, it can happen. At least we have a good health services so we can feel safe. Do we? Did you know that by 2030, more than 10 million people will die from healthcare and food-associated infections caused by surface contaminated by antibiotic resistance bacteria? 10 million people, more than cancer. So what can we do? We can sanitize. How often? Once a day? Twice a day? Every hour? Well, it's not really matter because it's not working, and the problem is growing. I am Ofra, BioFence CEO and co-founder. Together with the Kitchen Lab, we founded BioFence in 2018 to provide a better way to ensure surfaces free from bacteria. It is a fact that dangerous bacteria like Salmonella and Listeria are present in the production lines and can cause food contamination. The food companies are putting endless efforts to provide a safer food. Surfaces are sanitized daily, but minutes after applying the sanitizer, it is no longer active, leaving the surfaces unprotected and allow bacteria to grow and reach high level. We need to sanitize again and again to maintain good hygiene. There must be a better way. BioFence brings a new way of keeping surfaces safe. Our patent polymer embedded into different kinds of coatings for different kinds of materials, like concrete, metal, plastic, and more. So now, when the sanitizer meets the surface, it is stabilized. In this way, we prolong its activity for days, weeks, and even months, and provide surfaces free from bacteria. Our coating technologies solve a continuous listeria problem in a highly sensitive poultry production site. We demonstrate that we can free the environment for any trace of listeria and salmonella day by day and provide higher level of hygiene. Ongoing project in leading local and global food companies clearly demonstrating that we are creating a new standard of hygiene. The food sector, the health, and the hospitality sectors are seeking for a new approach, and we are answering a growing demand for a higher level of hygiene in a $4 billion market. With a winning technology, talented team, and a highly experienced board of advisors, we are ready to go. Come, join us in that exciting journey. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Daphne Hefetz, the co-founder and CEO of Wanda Fish. As you probably all know, the ocean occupies more than 70% of our planet. They are also providing around 70% of the oxygen we all breathe. More than 3 billion people around the world depend on the ocean and their surroundings for their living. Also, seafood is highly nutritious and delicious. However, along with a growing demand for seafood, a dramatic process, yet overlooked, is taking place in our oceans. This process is actually a combination of high and growing demand for seafood, leading to unregulated overfishing. In parallel, water becomes polluted, warmer, and acidified. These and more are leading to endangered, polluted seafood species. If untreated, this will eventually cause a dramatic damage to the ecosystem of our oceans. One of the most promising solutions is producing cultivated seafood outside the ocean. This will allow us to continue feed the planet with healthy seafood while letting the ocean recover. We at Wanda Fish are developing a whole cut seafood fish fillet that is sizable and is composed from the fish fat and muscle cells. These three features are actually what form our superior product, allowing it to fill the gap in the higher end of the market. We can do it via exploiting our mixture of proprietary advanced technology, very rare in the industry, that include novel scaffolding and perfusion system, bioreactor design, and bioprocess scale-up platform. Also, through exclusive license agreement and sponsor research agreement, we work very closely with Professor Kaplan from the Tufts University. Professor Kaplan is a leading authority in this space. Having both strong IP as well as actually two R&D experienced teams, both in Israel and in the United States, we are progressing very rapidly towards having fish fillet that has the taste, texture, and nutritional level similar to those from fresh wild catch. So Don't stay behind. Join us in our efforts to save the oceans. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy and excited to be here and celebrate with you an amazing year, or more precisely, a journey of 5 years that I've been lucky to take part in. My name is Netta Lavon, and I'm the CTO of Aleph Farms. Thank you, The Kitchen, for inviting me here to speak in front of you today. So for those of you who don't know Aleph Farms is a leading global cultured meat company. We were co-founded in 2017 by Didier Toubier, the Kitchen Hub from the Strauss Group, and Professor Shulamit Levenberg from the Technion Institute of Technology. In the last 5 years, we have been working day by day to make the transition of the food sector into a more resilient and sustainable meat production methods. We were the first to show cultivated beef steaks to the world back in December 2018, to be followed by meat in space in 2019. And last year, we have shown our bioprinted ribeye steak, the first in the world to be printed from meat and fat cells. What differentiates Aleph Farms from other companies is our scalable production system with a clear path to cost parity. Our meat is made from natural cells without genetic modification and without immortalization process. We focus on quality beef steaks, the most valuable to our consumers, and a key to consumer acceptance. And we are committed to net zero carbon emission by 2025. We truly believe that these core differentiators are our advantage over other companies. So what are we celebrating? We are celebrating our move to a new facility in Rehovot, 65,000 square feet, which actually has a pilot production facility as part of it. This is a state-of-the-art facility. Thank you. This picture was taken this morning, and this is the line that's being ramped up to be operational very soon. We also celebrate the agreements that we have signed with partners from leading food and meat companies, among them BRF in Brazil, Thai Union in Thailand, Mikarna in Europe, Cargill in the US, Mitsubishi in Japan, and Shiljeongdang from Korea. It took me a lot of time to learn it. This year, we have widened and deepened these relationships. And finally, I want to share with you the final steps we are into today's making sure, working with the regulator to allow our launch in 2023. I told you, we have a lot to celebrate. In Aleph Farms, we believe that we need a village in order to reshape the food system. If you want to join us, please come and talk to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Netta, and thank all the first 9 presenters. And now, Zappa, please join me and give a big hand to a chef, a food writer, and a popular TV presenter, Ruthie Rousso. Woo!
Hello, everyone. Take a deep breath. I'm not here to pitch. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the behind the scenes of the reality food shows on television. I'm here to gossip. And first of all, I'm the one putting real meat on screen. This is no-tech goulash. Well, my name is Ruthie Rousso. I'm a chef, a food writer. I'm a lecturer. I teach a broader discourse about food tech on Reichman University. And recently, I received a new title. I'm also a judge. but I'm a judge on a reality food show in Israel called Israel's Next Restaurant. And I have to tell you something you probably didn't know, but on the street, this is the highest achievement you can have, to be a judge on reality show. It's one rank above a Nobel Prize, and I have it. My personal culinary path started probably when I was born. Literally saying, food is my mother's tongue. My mom is Nira Rousso. She's sort of the Israeli Julia child. And she's the founding mother of Israeli culinary, to be honest. And thanks to her, I got to fall asleep in the best restaurants in the world before I was 12. I fell asleep in Paris, I fell asleep in New York, I fell asleep in London, I fell asleep in front of foie gras, I fell asleep in front of sommeliers, I fell asleep in front of the best waiters in the world. I fell asleep and I dreamt of simple food. I fell in love with food when I was a little bit older. After my military service, I moved to New York and started working under, the show. I started working under celebrity chef David Berger. He taught me really fast everything about what good service looks like, what good restaurant looks like, how to curse cooks so they respect me. He taught me what good steak looks like. We were part of the Smith & Wollensky restaurant group during its heydays. But most of all, I think I fell in love with the sound of a good restaurant when it's operating properly. I mean, it has this unique music to it. You hear people laughing and chatting. You hear the wine glasses clink together. You hear the determined walk of the maitre d'. It is such an exciting yet soothing sound that you get addicted to, and I think this is what gets people into this horrible, horrible trade of restaurants. And I decided to go and study culinary myself. I enrolled to the French Culinary Institute, so my days and my nights were all about food and restaurants, all day long. But you know, I was just a girl. I was just a kid then. And you know that falling in love is always a little bit childish. It's a bit naive, a little bit blind. And I think it took me several years to start really exploring where my food is really coming from. I mean, where do the grains grow? Where does the meat come from? How come there's so much French and Italian and Japanese influence on my plate, but no Ethiopian influence on my plate whatsoever? And I started to notice so much prejudice and ignorance in my plate, mostly for me, but also from my colleagues, my friends, my family, my surrounding. And I think this is what, the deeper I dug into this, the more I realized that the taste of the food is actually, I know it's a horrible thing to say for a chef, the taste of the food is actually the most boring part of the food. I've researched and lectured all over the world the connection between food and economics and politics. The way the world influences what's on our plate, but also the way what we put on our plate influences and shapes the world around it. And I think most people in the world would understand the first part of what I said, but everyone in this room would understand the second part of what I said. I'm not going to expand on this any further. You can find my TED Talk. It's online. It's easy to find. I just want to say the taste is way more political than what we think. And with this premise in mind, I consumed the position of a judge on a reality show. I mean, thinking that taste is political. And this is a problem, because I'm going to determine the fate of the contestant in front of me based on something that I find so elusive and so unstable as my personal taste. So I was thinking that maybe this is an opportunity to deepen the discourse of food in Israel and to bring this wider worldview to prime-time television. And we'll wait with that. And I was really happy to discover that people did watch me and listen to the analytical criticism that I gave the contestant, to the new horizons that I've brought with me, and they all came back to me with one question that kept repeated, and it was very philosophical. It was, why do you keep your hair gray? Well, I can laugh about it, but the truth is, being a judge on a reality show is harder than you might think it is. First of all, it takes, for one episode of 1 hour, it takes about 14 hours of shooting, meaning with no rest. You shoot for 14 hours straight, and sometimes you do more than an episode a day. My first day, we started at 5 in the morning, and we ended at 4 in the morning the following day. And it's a little interesting to see the dynamic. You see us, how fresh do we look? And it's interesting to see the dynamic your cognition goes through those 23 hours. I mean, you start fresh, your thought is articulated, it's well formulated. But as time goes by, around the 10th hour, it starts going down, and then around the 14th and 15th hour, you reach rock bottom, or what the science and medicine describe and define as complete stupidity. The only thing that goes in your head, and it doesn't matter what happens in front of you, and it doesn't matter what people tell you, is just, what? I mean, what? But don't worry, because after 19 hours, you get re-energized again. And you become super cheerful, but also psychotic. This is where reality TV really starts, at that stage. I remember there was one time, it was 2:30 in the morning, okay? And I got into an argument with Asaf, one of my fellow judges, about the contestant in front of us. And I was filled with energy, but also crazy, with no self-awareness. And I was looking at the plate in front of me, at this stupid dish, and the only thing I had in my mind that I'm going to take this argument until death. I mean, we've been arguing about contestant all day, but this one, I'm going to fight until there are two options. Either he backs up, or one of us is coming out of the studio on a stretcher. And this seems like the logical thing to do, the right thing to do. Well, I went into this, I wasn't blind when I started doing it. I was a little afraid. I was afraid that this is going to be meaningless. I was afraid that I would come out weird. But it turns out that reality TV just loves craziness. It loves insanity. I mean, it just looks for it. You know how you spend your day trying to look normal? I'm sure everyone around here is struggling sometimes to hide their darknesses and to hide their insecurities. Well, you come to TV and please don't hide anything. Let your craziness shine. This is what television loves. So when I started doing it, I was a little bit worried that maybe this would lack meaning, and this would feel as I would lose the sense of added value. And I was afraid that I would be so concentrated on the taste that I would lose the essence, and by that I would lose myself. And I think maybe that had pushed me one Thursday morning to buy tickets, plane tickets, to that same night to Poland. I was reading the newspaper, and I saw, it was just when the war in Ukraine started, and I saw the picture of a line of women standing there one of the women, one of the mothers, was holding a cat on one hand and a baby on the other. And I looked at it, and I bought the plane ticket. And I wasn't sure why I'm going there or where I'm going. I just knew I have to be there. And I knew for sure I'm not going to save the world. I'm not going to solve their problems. And I'm not going to end the war. I just knew I can cook for them. I mean, this is what I know how to do. And I will find where to do it. So it was 1:30 in the morning when I finished shooting that night. After whatever, 2 weeks of shooting. I mean, it felt forever. And I just want to give you a little glimpse of what my life looked like, because when I say shooting, I mean, I do work really hard, but I have a brigade of people around me constantly checking if I want more wine, or if I want the wine colder, or if I want a different wine, or maybe food, or maybe I'll want some food later, or maybe some fruit, or the cab. It's waiting for you, don't rush. And I have a team, a beauty team, that makes sure that my sleeve is right, and that, oh, you can see that. And my eyelashes, they check my eyelashes all the time. And I leave this and go on a plane to a war zone where people suffer, and there is so much sense of detachment. And I get there at noon, and straight to WCK. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with WCK, World Central Kitchen. To be honest, I didn't know them before. It turns out they're pretty famous. This is an international organization that opens field kitchen in a disaster area. And I go there and I introduce myself to Monica, who runs this huge operation. And I tell her, I mean, I can do anything you want. I can peel the potatoes. I can peel potatoes, I can do the dishes, whatever you want from me, I can do. And I go inside, I meet volunteers from all over the world, not too many of them, but most of them don't have any experience. So I find myself, after 3 hours of peeling potatoes, I've been promoted. I got my own boiler. I mean, this is the term I'm using to describe this huge pots that we were using to cook all this huge quantity of food for the refugees. And I got my own boiler, and the first thing I decide to do there is to cook goulash. You remember the non-tech goulash, the non-tech goulash I showed you at first, but this is not the goulash you make at home. This is made from 150 kilos of meat, from 100 kilos of vegetables. You put water in it with the garden hose. You just leave it there for several minutes. You season it to taste with 3 kilos of salt. I'm talking about huge quantities. And at some point when I'm mixing with this big paddle, the 2 chefs that are working with me, they want to add broccoli into my goulash. And I start fighting with them, and they look at me like I'm crazy, because they don't understand that I've just mastered the art of arguing with other chefs about culinary concepts. I'm like, there's not going to be any goulash in my, any broccoli in my goulash. The goulash came out perfect. We put it in vessels. We take it to the border, to Medica and Korchova. These are the most hectic borders where Ukrainians pass to Poland. And nothing makes you ready to what you see there. I mean, you look at it, and it looks like a very expensive Spielberg production, but it's not. It's reality. I mean, there's no editing, no director there. This is reality. And what you see is hundreds of thousands of mothers. You see mothers with babies, and you see mothers with trolleys, and you see mothers with that frightened yet threatening look that only a mother can have when she feels in danger. And out of all these mothers, suddenly a woman comes to me and she says, "Can I please grab an apple?" And I said, "Sure, take an apple." And I give her the apple, and she starts telling me, without me asking, that she's been driving for 49 hours straight back and forth to Ukraine to pick up people that were left behind and need to get to the border. And you know, the first thing I do, I tried to give her money because that's like the Western way of solving all the problems, right? I mean, we think we can solve the problems with money, and she doesn't want my money, and I feel helpless. She's crying in front of me, and we stand there in this swarm of mothers, a strange woman that I don't really know, and she clings to me, and she holds my coat, and then she hugs me, and she doesn't let me go, and you know what? She hasn't let me go ever since. I mean, I've seen horrible things there, but I still feel her touch, the way she held me. Being present in a place like this just like breaks the reality, the way you conceive it. It melts the floor under your feet. It makes you understand that the sense of security that we feel is just an illusion. The only thing that is real is our actions and what we do, and we have to be responsible for what we do. And I think this is why it's not really surprising to see that so many food people, the people that really work with food, got engaged in this crisis in Ukraine. I was sitting there with Shai, and she told me about the amazing thing that Strauss has done, the Strauss group has done in the Ukraine border with the Ukrainians. And I was so excited, but I was not surprised, because when you decide that one global problem matters, you can't decide that the other doesn't. I mean, it just works that way. And I think this is why I find the Israeli FoodTech arena so exciting, because they don't only, they shape the world of food of tomorrow for everyone. And just one second. They shape the world of food for everyone. And I know to do an exit is wonderful, but I've met so many of the people presenting today. I met in person, and I know in person. And it was so exciting to see that the reason they get up in the morning is not to do an exit, is to make a change, to be part of a change, to be a significant part of the change. And this change can be an apple and a hug, or like the people you meet here, it can be a much bigger thing. And if I can share one last truth with you before I go, is no matter what, don't add broccoli to your goulash. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ruthie, for connecting all the dots. And I'm pleased and honored to invite Barak Melamed from RilBite to the stage. Please, Barak.
I still have goosebumps from Ruthie's amazing story. Oh, thank you. So, you probably know these guys, right? There can only be one original but. Woodstock, summer of '69, 400,000 people watched on stage then unknown Joe Cocker. His version of With a Little Help from My Friends is probably the best made cover ever to any song, full stop. You can clap if you agree. That's right. And it's not a copy. It stands on its own. There is no other Ferrari. Nothing beats an ice-cold Coke. No Meryl Streep alternative. But there are others that made us learn more about what we love, and in the process inspired us to take our own path. Today, food tech startups from all over the world, some of the best are actually in this room, are trying to mimic meat. This is not just another thing we're trying to best, it's generations of memories that are entwined in our culinary history, an experience that's part of the family, an echo of a living organism, a poetry of biology that's been put out on our plates for thousands of years. And so, history has taught us well. If we wish to create something unique, something truly unique, we can't just make another copy of the original. It needs to stand on its own. My name is Barak Melamed, and I am the CEO of RilBite. RilBite is a brand-driven, clean-label meat alternative startup. As you can see, compared to the other brands out there, RilBite is the first of its kind to use fresh, local ingredients, no binders, no emulsifiers. Our technology has made the food additives in the food we all love redundant. So I guess the big question that's on everybody's mind right now, is it any good? Well, we went to a nice university that Ruthie just happens to teach there, and we asked a few students. So let's watch. I think they like it. I'm happy to announce, and this has been some time in the works, but I'm happy to announce that by tomorrow, cross fingers, our first factory in Ashdod will be complete. Thank you. And we're looking forward to ship out the first orders received for the food service, and later this year to supermarkets in Israel and abroad. So this time is super exciting for any startup. We have a state-of-the-art factory, we've signed commercial agreements, and built a remarkable team to lead this company into a huge success. Thank you.
In millions of homes and restaurants around the world, at this very moment, this is what's happening. People are using eggs for breakfast, lunch, dinner, for desserts, cooking, baking, creating countless different dishes. That's why it's easy to understand how 1 trillion eggs are sold every year. And this is exactly where the opportunity lies. While the meat and milk alternative categories are with massive competition, the egg alternative category is hungry for solutions. And so it still makes up less than 0.5% of the egg market. Hi, I'm Liron, the CEO and co-founder of Zero Egg, established in the kitchen in 2018. What we do? We sell eggs that are made from plant proteins. And this is how it looks. What our customers in the US are doing with our product? Well, whatever an ordinary egg does. From scrambling to baking, Zero Egg has the same functionality, taste, and texture as the chicken's egg. And it's not just us and our customers saying that. Take it also from the 2 times Food Network champion and star, Chef Palak Patel, that loves to cook with our product. After 8 years of science, we cracked the egg code and created a patent-pending formula. Our team of scientists analyzed thousands of protein on their molecular level and constructed a formula that mimics the egg behavior. The next couple of months are super exciting for us. We are approved by one of the biggest food service purchasing group. We are getting our logo on more and more restaurant chains in Boston, New York, LA. We are getting into more and more college universities, and we are piloting with 2 national chains. And we just launched our first partnership with a CPG player on a breakfast item made with Zero Egg. that is sold right now at Costco. So, what is next for us? After penetrating the food service channel, we have our eyes set on launching a chilled liquid that will be sold to end consumers in retail, so Zero Egg can get to everyone's kitchen. On top of being a promising company, we are actually doing good in the world. Zero Egg uses less land, water, energy, and creating less greenhouse gas emissions. So, if you are a dreamer like us and you want to join our exciting ride in bringing about a better tomorrow, let's talk.
What are you doing? Don't you know that this is an unhealthy product?
Are you serious? You're also drinking a not so healthy product. It is rich with sugar.
But this is a healthy sugar.
No, sugar is sugar in synthetic and in natural drinks, and there are three types: sucrose, glucose, and fructose. And there are much more sugar in natural drinks, like 11% in orange, 16 in mango, and 20 in grapes. This is a lot of sugar. The food and beverage industry are on a mission to reduce sugar. While most of the companies are trying to replace sugar in recipes, we at Better Juice are actually reducing sugar from its natural source. Hi, I'm Eran. I have a PhD in biology, and my last role was the VP of a food processing company, and I tried to find a solution to make a real low-sugar jam.
And I'm Gali. I'm a biotechnologist and food engineer. I worked in the industry for more than 20 years in the two biggest dairies in Israel. So what are we doing? We have a unique bioconversion process. We produce enzymes, immobilize them, and fill the bioreactor with those immobilized enzymes. While the juice flows through the bioreactor, we convert the different sugars, the glucose to gluconic acid, the fructose to sorbitol, the sucrose to dietary fibers. We can reach up to 80% sugar content.
We can create juice, puree, and concentrate up to 60 bricks. And juice serves as an ingredient in many other applications, like ice cream, fruit in the yogurt, jam, and we can treat also honey and maple. The market is huge. It's a $100 billion market, juice alone. But when we add all the applications and wine, it can cross the $800 billion.
And we are already better. The industry is our customers, and the relations with the industry is our most important interest. With each of those logos, we have a different relations, from feasibility tests to piloting our technology, collaboration agreement, and even commercial agreements. We are already commercial. We installed our first commercial unit last January on the West Coast. Nowadays, they are validating the product. We're collaborating with GEA, a global manufacturing company, to supply our bioreactors. GEA are the process equipment leader worldwide. And we have the ability to piloting our technology on different continents. In mid-July, we will open our first in Germany, our pilot plant, so you're most welcome to visit us.
Our technology is patented and it was approved in Europe, and we applied also 2 other patents. We have self-affirmation in the US, which means we can actually sell our product in the United States, and we applied for novel food in EFSA. So come, join us to the juice revolution.
Because we offer a better juice.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Gal, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to share with you our story and commitment, protecting our source of life, using our protein-based food and water protection solution. The general notion is that when it comes to food and water safety, you don't compromise, right? Well, in reality, we do, as most effective preservatives are not healthy and even harmful for our long-term health and for the environment. And the reason for this compromise is simple. Less harmful preservatives are not effective enough in killing all the required pathogens. Let's take, for example, this delicious, enjoyable meal. By the time it lands on our table, it contains preservatives such as BHA, nitrate, and others, all recognized as harmful. Not the kind of stuff you really want your family to be exposed to. I'm thrilled to present you with a breakthrough in food protection. Based on antimicrobial short protein, we have developed a powerful protein-based solution, which is both effective, safe, healthy, and simple to incorporate into food and water products. And how does it work? Well, using our patented technology, we mix a unique formula of natural essential amino acid, our body building blocks, creating a powerful protein-based solution which protects food and water from the relevant pathogens such as Listeria, Salmonella, E. coli, Pseudomonas, and others. When digested, our protein is broken back to its natural essential amino acid, unaffecting our microbiome and providing essential nutrition to our body. This game-changer solution breaks the problematic link between material toxicity and efficacy, transforming food safety from a liability to an asset, which is beneficial both for traditional food as well as for new food, such as cultivated meat. Furthermore, our solution can be implemented in food applications where current preservatives are not allowed, hence extending shelf life and reducing food waste. During the last year, we have conducted proof of concept and developed water disinfection and food protection solutions, which are now being evaluated by several market leaders. Our revolutionary solution can be implemented in many use cases in the food and beverage, water, and healthcare industry, supporting our vision for a better world and providing exciting opportunities and growth potential for the company. We have a great team of professionals, highly motivated to deliver our commitment, and we seek strategic partners to support our journey of protecting our source of life. Thank you.
Hey everybody, happy to be here. My name is Torr and I'm the CEO of Vanilla Vida. Vanilla, one of the most popular flavors in the world. We see it in many different applications and products. As for last month, a research by Oxford Institute see that vanilla is also the most beloved flavor in the world. Good news for Vanilla Vida. You not believe that 94% of the flavor that everybody loves actually coming from synthetic vanillin. Mostly come from oil. Only 6% coming from the natural ingredient. The reason? Very difficult. Growing, processing, all the supply chain. But I want to focus on one thing, climate change. One cyclone that can hit Madagascar can destroy up to 80% of the global production. We understand that extreme weather becoming more and more common all over the world. This is a huge problem to our customer. But here is the potential in this market. We're talking about $3 billion market, but the production capacity is only 1.6. It means that we already have a gap in the market. And we are not only for the gap. We're here to help the world by using advanced technology to transform some of the synthetic to use natural. Vanilla Vida is a combine of an ag tech and food tech company. We control the entire production chain from seed to the final ingredient. We're doing it by 3 different departments in our company. Our agriculture department is here to bring the most efficient growing protocol that we can do it anywhere in the world in greenhouses. The second department is our actually edge of the company, and we can produce the highest quality product based on indoor curing that can be a tailor for our customer. The last department is the automation, and by having automation, we can bring the vanilla to the Western countries, reduce cost, and have a better quality product. We established in 2020. We are currently 17 employees. We have amazing strategic investors. We already have paying customers, and we're scaling up our operation on a quarterly basis. In the last 2 years, we engaged with more than 80% of the potential customer globally, And based on their feedback, we actually have the confidence about our product and our technology. What you see here is the feedback from our customer, and the result here that we have 3 times more vanillin compared to the other related high-quality product in the market. Why so important? Because our customer need less vanilla for the same amount of extract. And if we can save them money, we're doing a great job. Because we have a good result in 2021, we start to get the demand order of millions of dollars to our product. In the beginning of 2022, we raised our A round, and until today, we raised more than $15 million. In the next couple of quarters, we will be happy to engage with new customers, investors, share our vision, and think together about the future. Thank you very much, guys.
Hello. My name is Roni Zidon-Eyal. I'm the VP Business Development of Imagindairy, where we're not just imagining, we're making the future of dairy products possible. Dairy industry is about to face a change. We consume dairy products since ancient times, but the truth is that this industry is no longer sustainable. The dairy industry itself is in charge of 3.4% of the total greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. For reference, aviation is in charge of 1.9%. This actually means that we're better off sending cows flying on airplanes than we are breeding them for dairy products. This is why consumers are not waiting for demo days like this one. They're actually already looking for alternatives. But some of the alternatives that are out there are still far in sensory and in nutritional properties. We want to help close this gap. We want to help people switch to the alternatives, but we want to offer them the same familiar experience in a sustainable manner with nutritional properties that are superior. This means better protein profile versus the plant alternative. It means cholesterol-free, lactose-free, antibiotics-free, growth hormone-free. We do that by precision fermentation. We produce 100% animal-free dairy proteins that act just like those that come from cows, but we produce it in a manner that is only a fraction of the environmental cost versus the regular dairy products. We use yeast and filamentous fungi that have been used by mankind for centuries to ferment food. So these are things that basically we eat their products every single day. The challenge, however, for commercialization is the cost. This is why we're not seeing these products already across shelves worldwide. The cost for the production is still high, and reaching cost parity is the holy grail of this industry. Our novel approach has a solution for this. It is based on 15 years of extensive research that stems from Tel Aviv University. We're the only company in our space that is integrating system and synthetic biology across the entire development cycle. This enables us to reach high yields and cleaner downstream processes that are easier and cheaper. And therefore, we can offer better cost. We are already improving the cost 50 times versus the starting point, and we're not resting there. We want to continue to push the boundaries of science and of this industry forward and to lead it. Our technology is protected by 7 different patent families, and we're continuing to increase our IP portfolio. So far, we just recently announced our seed round of $28 million. I'd like to thank some of our investors that are here today. We also, on top of the investment, thank you. On top of the investment that we got from Strauss Group, we have a joint development agreement with them, meaning that we're working together to make these products a reality and to bring them to the shelves as soon as possible. We recently moved to a new facility and labs, and we're in conversation with some of the world's leading food groups. This is all possible with the incredible team behind me of the brightest minds. We're 13 full-time employees and growing, nearly 50% women, nearly 50% PhDs. And if you dare to imagine and make this a reality, come talk to us. Thank you very much.
I was asked on top of my pitch to be a bit of an energizer for the room, so good evening, Zappa Tel Aviv. Wake up a bit. 3 more pitches to go, all right. I get your energy now in the right direction because I want to talk to you about a topic I really like, snacks. Do you love snacks? Yes, all of you love to snack. Trust me, up to 7 mini meals a day. That's the new number. But actually, the industry I so like, the snacking industry, is addicted to added sugar. The only way the industry knows today to connect ingredient into snack is by using added sugar as glue. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, when you eat a snack, you eat some of that glue, and that glue is a lot of added sugar. But don't worry, we have the solution. So hi, I'm Roy, co-founder and CEO at Torr FoodTech. Pleasure to be here today. And I'll start by introducing our tech. That's the heart of a company, a patented tech called iWeld. We use mechanical pressure and ultrasonic energy in a very unique way to creating the snacks of the future, because the current technologies just can't deliver. And look what our tech can deliver already today, bite-wise and label-wise. Artisanal look and feel that you cannot find anywhere, and the cleanest label in town. So we are ready to meet the needs of the new generation of consumers. Let's see some of that beauty, yeah? And actually, it's a wide platform. So we can already today disrupt more than 200 billion revenue business with our platform. So it starts with savory to sweet, from culinary cheese bite and all the way up to get that unbaked crackers, gluten-free, and jerky and protein snacks, which actually spearheading our efforts into the meal replacement section. So one technology and a wide platform. And yes, we are live and kicking. So this is from our plant in Tnuvot, which we just launched last year. It has all the highest quality credentials in the world already, including GMP and FDA approved, allowing us to support our massive growth agenda for our rev for the next upcoming years. And now let's start with some good news. So our successful collaboration with Mondelez is speeding up. We started with a bit, I would say 100, 200 stores on the West Coast. And as of last week, we have entered together with Mondelez into Sprouts, probably the coolest retailer in the US today, on shelf. And you know, we love US, but Israel is in our heart, Ofra, so that's one is for you. So very soon, it's like 20, 30 days, you can start counting, we're gonna launch in Israel under the Upland brand with the Strauss group, a dedicated series of products. The story around that, it was developed by the marketing team of Strauss, together with the R&D team in Torr, more than a year of hard work, with, I would say, one thing in mind, really meet the local flavor of our consumer that we all love here in Israel. So, Ofra, thank you for your support from day one all the way to the shelf. Much appreciated. And Europe is our next challenge. So in Europe, we're going to do it our brand with a new series of product. I'm sure you're all curious about the naming, the branding, how it's going to look like. You've got to be a bit patient. Come visit us in November in Amsterdam for the first global peak reveal of our new brand. And finally, I wanted to share another secret here today. Our vision goal stretches a bit into the horizon. So we want to allow consumer to enjoy personalized snack anytime, anywhere in a very dedicated way. So my two amazing partners and all the A team of Torr worked in the last year quietly on a big project, and we will reveal today just a small peek out of that. So please enjoy. Less than a minute, 40 seconds, a few pushes on an iPad, and you get your own personalized bar within a second. So those are 3 dreams, but in Torr, we turn dreams into reality. So come join us into our journey, turning the world to a better for you place. I was Roy, thank you.
Hi, everyone. What a great event. Thank you very much for having us here and creating this amazing event for all the startups, all the community. Thanks for the kitchen. Thanks for Strauss. And now, and the IIA, of course. And now it's time for Maolac. So preventive nutrition, precision nutrition, food as medicine. You all heard those phrases. But what happened when my own story of my personal becoming a mother, breastfeeding, and so on, meets the food tech industry? So as grown-ups, we are deprived of life's greatest functional resource, the one that we in Maolac actually utilize, the gold standard for our nutrition. Yeah, you guessed it right, breast milk. We have a thorough research on breast milk, and we are the only company that discovered more than 1,500 functional protein responsible for anything you can imagine, from immunity to nutrition to cognition, gut, brain, and all of that. So what we are doing is taking the market of functional ingredient that has health benefit claims to the next level. We want to leverage the multi-billion-dollar to Maolac. So we bring the tech to food tech. We actually created a unique algorithm that uses AI, machine learning, and NLP algorithm to understand better the data set of protein inside of breast milk, finding their homologue or their bioequivalent in other sources. They can be plant-based, they can be animal-based, and they have more than 95% of biosimilarity. At the end, we have FMPs, functional milk protein, that has an enormous benefit for us. Another thing we took from breast milk is its ability to have a better effect through our gut and to actually absorb better. So we are the only ingredient that actually you can cook without lose its functionality and put it inside of pasta or any other thing and still remains all the good things of the product with our health benefit that there are all what the best you can find in breast milk. We already have a successful POC, all the preclinical data for our product. We are focusing on two main products. The first one is for athletes. The second one is for gut immunity that would boost our health. At the end, we are a B2B company. We want to produce, and another very important message for us, in 2 weeks from now, Maolac would have its own pilot facility in the north of Israel to produce our FMPs, and basically we bring it to the table for every one of us here in Israel and worldwide. So, thank you. This is the amazing team of Maolac. Give them an applause. So, to wrap it up, we bring preventive nutrition with novel technology, with tech approach for creating the impact ingredient of the future. At the end, we bring the ingenuity of Maolac into day-to-day product. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roy, and I'm the CEO of Forsea. You all know the old saying, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Well, this is not the case anymore. As of today, less than 7% of the fisheries are being fished at levels that are below sustainable limits. And if that's not bad enough, the global demand for seafood is expected to double by 2050. The UN, of course, is aware of this severe problem and included life below water as part of its Sustainable Development Goals. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about aquaculture? Unfortunately, aquaculture has not solved the environmental issues. It only increased them. And at the same time, there have been new problems arising related to food quality and health. So what is the best solution out there to solve the supply-demand gap? Cultivated seafood. Why? Because its product's quality will be similar to the wild catch, consistent, and free from contaminants. But these solutions, which are great, will not be able to meet their potential as long as they are so expensive to produce, and this is exactly where we come in. Forsea has a disruptive technology to produce cultivated seafood in a very similar way nature does. We can use this technology to produce any type of seafood that we want, from eel to scallop, from shrimps to salmon. So what's so special about our technology? Well, the common practice focuses on directed differentiation, which means that cells are directed to a specific cell type, either muscle or fat. Our technology focuses on helping stem cells form 3D microtissues that spontaneously differentiate to all edible cells altogether. Put and simply, our tissue is a natural composition of fat, muscle, and muscle fiber, just like in nature. Our technology has several remarkable advantages, including significant reduction of growth factors usage, better scalability, and elimination of the scaffolding stage. We have a very strong scientific team with years of background studying cell-fate decision, developmental biology, and cultivated meat. And we are targeting a huge growing market with an endless potential. It is expected to reach $40 billion already in 2030. We've already started working on our first commercial fish, the meat of an eel, an endangered species that cannot be bred in captivity and has a market demand of $10 billion. The ocean has always been a meaningful part of my and my family lives. In this picture, you can see my older daughter Tamar and myself on our way to our favorite hobby. On the top one, you can also see her on one of the waves. To me, the ocean always symbols inspiration, freedom, and life. If you share my ambition to preserve the health and beauty of the ocean, please come and speak with me.
So, not only they work like crazy on those pitches, not only did they work for a long time on the wonderful presentation, but most importantly, they've been doing such a great progress since incorporated, and specifically in the last year. So let's give all presenters a big round of applause. And just before we invite you to move back to the areas of the booth, I want to thank to our two true partners. So first of all, the Israel Innovation Authority for the trust and the support, for the Strauss Group, the board of directors, the management, and everyone that's helped us bring the startups to where they are today. So thank you, everyone, and see you out there. The Danone team is welcome to join us for a quick discussion here at the stage. Danone.